but you're not muted or unmuted or whatever. But I'm super excited to be on the call. So I am Stephanie Dunn, your Black Diamond upline, and Joel, my husband's. For those of you that don't know Joel or haven't met him, so I'm going to give you a little bit of our story and then kind of how we got started. I know a lot of you guys probably do social media, but I want to give you a little bit background of how we did it, because we get a lot of that of, okay, how did you guys build? Give us a day in the life of Joel and Steph. So 6.5 years ago, we found this business. I was depressed and looking for something. Well, I wasn't looking for something. I went to get my hair done, and my friend had lost a lot of weight. And of course, the first question you're going to ask is, how did you do that? And she said this crazy wrap thing. So how we got the crazy wrap thing is on that Blitz card is because that's what I used to say all the time. So that's from us. So now I have a little story on the Blitz card. But I was like, okay, did that really work? Didn't think that it would. We had a fitness franchise. I worked in a spa. So I thought the only way that this would work is if you ate right and exercised. So we were probably some of the biggest skeptics, but I was depressed and tried it, and it worked. Joel instantly thought, oh my gosh, we're going to be rich because we just overdrafted our account so she could use this product that she didn't even know if it would work. And so I just said, well, I'll just go for the free product. I love that you're taking a picture right now or something. And so I thought, you know what? She told me if you get 4 loyal customers, you're going to get free product. And that's truly what I got in this for. Joel, on the other hand, thought there might be more to it. But I knew if I could just talk to a couple people, my mom, my sisters, a couple of my friends, they knew that if I tried something that worked, they trust me. So that's a big tip right there for you guys is go to your friends and family first. Sometimes they're supportive, not always, but it's a little bit easier to talk to people you know. So that's the first thing that I would do, because that's exactly what I did. And then from there, the next step that is a big key to this that I think a lot of people miss right off the get-go is offer the distributorship part of it. So for $40 more, you can always become a distributor like me and earn some free product and earn some money. So
write that down.
$40, only $40 more. And I actually did a call with who was it, Lisa Fuller, and she had never heard that I said that before. And I was like, really? I've been doing this for a long time. So that number, $40 more, really gets people thinking, oh my gosh, I can so do this. And what's their goal? To get 4 customers so that they can get their free product. And this is something that makes sense to a lot of people. Sometimes people are so focused on getting loyal customers. So right now with the BOGO, absolutely, like, message people like crazy, follow up. But what I did was, instead of going after, maybe your goal is 12 loyal customers. What I do is I want 3 distributors, and I want to help them get their own 4 loyals. So now I did 12 with only signing up 3 people. So my team still grew, but it was less work on my part. Does that make sense? So sometimes I think people just automatically forget to talk about the distributorship part of it. So for me, it changed our business so much in our life that I feel like the opportunity, it's not going to hurt anything if you bring it up to them. All they're going to say is no, or then they'll turn right into a loyal customer. So I go in with a mindset of every single person is going to be a distributor. If not, I just bring them down to a loyal. So hopefully that helps. And I don't know how many newbies you have on, or maybe some people get stuck and they're paralyzed in fear. And the number one thing that I want you guys to know is you have an amazing upline that if you get stuck with a question, you have the ability to text your sponsor, text the person that signed you up, or ask in a team page and use that. That's the only time that I say in my life is to use me is this, because that helps them get over their fear and they'll start to learn. You don't know what question they're going to ask, so you just got to put yourself out there. And so that was the number one thing we did when we first got started was I didn't have an upline. So people are like, who signed you up? Nobody. There was 13 people in between me and Carla Burns. So I was just like a fish out of water. I was like, I don't know. I just knew the product worked. I was excited, and people were drawn to that. So being excited and me being honest and going, I don't know, but I'm sure I can find the answer. And use Product Coach. Again, use your uplines, do all that. We didn't have Facebook when we started.
When we started,
crazy,
we
right?
had MySpace. Anybody remember that awesome thing that's still out there, I think?
Yes. Yeah, my sister was on it.
Yeah, it was very amazing. I had awesome music, some sparkly backgrounds. I was not even posting before and after pictures. So most people are like, well, how did you build the business? We put on shirts that said it works. So number one thing that we tell people when they get started is get a shirt that says it works. Don't get one that says anything other than that, because people are going to ask you what works. And then you hand them a Blitz card. Hi, Jesse. and the thing is we didn't even have Blitz cards back then. So basically, we just had a shirt, and then we had to explain what it was, and people wouldn't get it. So then we'd have to pull out a folder of before and after photos, which were on real film because we didn't have smartphones yet. It was back in my day before iPhones came out.
Flip phones.
So we actually had real film in what were they? Dollar Store, Walmart, Walgreens picture frame booklets, and we would just show people, and they would sign up on the spot. So make sure that you have a shirt that says it works on it, because we don't want to be salespeople. We don't want to go out and force ourselves onto people, because that's what most people are afraid that they have to do. And you don't have to do that when you have a shirt that says it works. All you have to do is wear it every day. Maybe wash it every once in a while. I'm pretty sure.
We have a lot more choices.
Yeah, we have a lot more choices now, but back then we had like 2, and I don't even think there was a guy's one, so I was wearing like a girl's quadruple extra large, so that we could have shirts that would get people to ask us. Another awesome thing that you can do now is take your Blitz card and create a lanyard out of it and either wear it around your neck or belt loop or whatever, so you look like you're a VIP person, or put it on your purse. That way people are asking you. And then all you're doing is sharing your experience, sharing photos, and getting their information. I think that's probably the second most important thing, is make sure you get their information.
Yeah, and that's how we built six and a half years ago, is we didn't have the social media. So social media, I love that because it accelerates your business. But don't forget the basics of getting out and doing life. So
talk about last week in Missouri.
Okay, so this is a great example. So we were just down in Missouri last week, and one of the girls' goals was to hand out 35 Blitz cards before she came. Only 2 people had heard of It Works. And that was in Columbia, Missouri, where Courtney Bohr lives. I think Bonnie El Trudeau. There's a few ambassadors, top earners in that city, yet out of 35 people, 2 had only ever heard of it. So right there, I think what happens is people automatically assume everybody knows about this, so I'm not going to offer a coupon to them today. So they may not have heard of it. So the next step that I recommended to the girl that did this is, I was so excited that she handed out the Blitz card. So you've got to get over the fear of that. So when you're at the grocery store, when you're out eating, just give it to them, because I'm sure they don't want to be a waitress forever, maybe a cashier, go in and pay instead of paying at the pump. So now I've given you ideas that you're already doing in life without adding more time. The next step that people usually forget because they're so excited they handed out a Blitz card. So yay, you did that. Now the next step, and this is when you become the ultimate Blitzer, is you've got to get their information. So I said, pull up your phone and tell them you do a free wrap drawing weekly. Now, this doesn't mean you have to do a free wrap. So some of you may be new and go, oh my gosh, I can't do a wrap every week. The idea is to get their information. So get them to add you on Facebook and then create a list or something that you can follow up with. I'm a little old school, so sometimes I write it down on paper and then I follow up with them that way, or I'll text them. And so we know people don't check emails, and they may get on Facebook more now than they used to, but everybody looks at their phone, right? They always look at their text. So I will text them, a picture, a before and after picture during BOGOs or during the signups. People will look at that. So that is your next step in the blitzing, is getting their information. Same thing on social media. It's kind of the same thing. You're blitzing on social, but know that if you want to kind of encompass it all, just start blitzing as into your life. You don't have to make it like 3 hours of blitzing, but that's what I did.
I think that's how most people feel they have to do it. They feel like they have to set aside time to go out and blitz people. No, have it be a part of your daily routine. You go and get gas. Well, instead of paying at the pump, go inside, pay, hand them a card. You get groceries, hand the cashier a card. You eat out, hand the person that made your food. Anytime that you have a monetary transaction with another human being, they should be getting a coupon. So anytime you are paying for something and handing them a card, and when they go, what is this? You say, oh, this is how I'm paying for this. And then they go, well, what do you mean? And it starts the conversation.
And the other thing too is maybe they may say, well, how much do you make at this? Does this really work? So I love this statement because it's so true, because we're always going to speak life into what we're headed to. So if you're a brand new distributor, you're almost diamond, and that's an average of $2,000 a month, right? They have no idea
how you are.
You're almost 24 DTs to go, so you've got to say that. You've got to speak whatever you're going for. So if you're a diamond and you're going for double, I'm almost a double diamond, and that's an average of $6,000 a month. So always cast what you are. Never, well, I'm only this. You're going to be stuck. So keep speaking life into your business, into your team. The
word only will slow you down. The word almost gets you closer to your goal every single day.
Mm-hmm. And then, so that's kind of encompassing the blitzing. The next step that I think sometimes we forget too, and it's the parties. And I love that Ashley and Mackenzie are talking about parties, because I think we sometimes forget this. I never personally did a party. I was just one of those people that I just called up the phone, or called my friends up and got their information over the phone. So a few helpful things that I would do as a new distributor, somebody that I'm bringing in, is print off 4 loyal customer sheets, 3 distributor sheets, your steps to success, and your Ruby chart. And now they have a visual. They have something they can actually see and write down what their goals are. Because I called up people and I'm like, well, I can put you in. I just need your address, your email, phone number, which I probably had if it was a friend, and then your card number with expiration. I try to take hold and get their info to input it. Your success rate, your closing rate is going to go up higher if you just send them a website. So
if you send them the website, you have no control over when they're going to go in and sign up, what they're going to buy, if they're going to do it. If you physically get their information and you are the one putting them in, you are in control. The main difference between being successful and being unsuccessful at anything is who has the control. So the more things that you can control, those are the things that are going to cause you to be successful. You can't control how many people are going to say yes to you in a day, but you can control the number of people that you talk to every day. You can't control what they're going to order, but you can control that you got their information from them, and you can follow up with them, and then you can bug them. If you just give them a blitz card, you have no control of them contacting you. You have their phone number. You can text them, because her phone's going off like crazy right now. You can text them, because she's probably texted 200 people today, BOGO, 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 BOGO. And if you're like us, you look at it and you see the little bubble pop up and you're like, I know you've read this. And they're not answering you. Yeah, you're just like, answer. I see that you're reading this. But that's the stuff that you can control. You can control that you're giving them the information. You can't control whether that bubble pops up and disappears or it pops up and goes, I'm ready this time. So make sure that you're focusing on things that you can control and monitoring those, not things that are out of your control.
So there was something I was thinking in my head. Now I lost it. So print those off. And then the next step is the parties. So maybe people want to host a party. So that's what I was getting back to. So I still haven't ever done a personal party, but I help people that do. So I usually tell brand new distributors 3 to 4 people at a party, because it's crazy. Like, it was scary when I first did a party for someone. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing, but I've got to go and I just have to show up. So there's people that are going to read the product sheet and they're just going to be like, oh, I would like that. I'm having some pain and I would think this relief would help me, or whatever it is. So no, you just got to practice at your parties. You'll get better. And again, if you're like, I don't know how to answer this, your upline's going to help you answer those questions. Today I set a party. So you guys will watch, and we really try to show you on social media that if I'm going to teach you anything, I'm actually doing it. I'm not just going to tell you guys something and I don't do it. So no, if you're local to people and you want to help with a party, I suggest getting in front of them and helping do a party. If you have a team member that's maybe not local, and a lot of our business is out of state, I walk them through it. So I tell them, keep it very small. You're 3 to 4 people and people that you know, and it's going to be designed as a practice party. So they don't feel like there's pressure. And I just walk them through what they're going to need on their customer order sheet, which is their name, address, email, phone number, and credit card number. And always let them know for $40 more they can be a distributor. So I just walk them through the basics like I did. And then also print off those steps to success. And at your party, I go around and I let them know. I pull that sheet out and I actually physically hand it to each person and say, do you think you know 4 people that might want to order? They say yes, I give them the sheet. There's their opportunity to go get the free product. And they may not be your rock star distributor, but they may lead you to someone. So if you can get into front of their people's people, I promise you that is what's happened to us. We've been really good at just having our teams lead us to people. So I really highly suggest that, pulling those sheets out and using that. There's something about them saying yes, going to the next one. It will trigger a domino effect that everybody's like, I want to be in this club. I want to be a distributor. And then all of a sudden you have 4 distributors sign up at your party. Or one may say no, pull it from them. Then they see that you're not a type of person that's just forcing something on them. Like, it's okay. You can always just be a customer of mine. That's absolutely fine. So I tend to do that, and it seems to work really well, don't you think, for us? Like, they're like, this is all you do? You keep it so simple. I don't come in with bags of stuff. I just wrap. And recently, I think this year, we've done more parties where there's no wrapping involved. And people are like, well, what are you talking about? Well, you don't go tanning just one time. You go for a series. So I'm going to tell them straight off, one's $25, but the most people want to get the 4. They want to get a treatment. So we can always get you one after the party too, or if you want to buy one, you're more than welcome to do. But I think you're going to be more happy being a customer getting the 4. So,
and what that does is that sets up the expectation for them to be customers already. They were coming there to try a product, but you're telling them, well, you're going to want more anyways, so you might as well just put that money into being a customer. And if you still want to at the end, you can buy one and take one home with you.
And it's just thinking that I'm saving them money. So they're already seeing, oh, she really wants to help me. So I try to do that. I do let them know about it. Or if I want to wrap, the hostess, she may have already wrapped and is hosting the party, or she's a distributor and she's been sharing her results. So you want to make sure you share your results at the party so they know it. But that's one thing that we're pretty good at. I'm trying to look at. Okay, so launching new team members. So I just walked you through. So when I sign a new DT, I text them just what I just said. Print off, go into your documents, print off steps of success, your Ruby chart, 4 loyal customers, 3 distributors. That is, and this is a key tip because they're going to ask you, how do I get a $500 Ruby bonus? Well, the foundation, that's a key word. The foundation for Ruby is 4 loyal customers and 3 distributors on your team. It's the same thing when there's a diamond bonus. I tell them, because they're going to ask you, right? Well, how do I get to diamond? And I always tell them the foundation is 4 loyal customers, 3 distributors. They can comprehend that. Somebody, if I gave them a diamond chart, they would be like, I can't do that.
Mind blown.
It's very simple to keep it. The simpler and less information, the better off that you're going to be to get ahead. So I always think back to, I'm very kindergarten, so I have to keep it as minimal as possible to keep my attention. So that's a big key why I sign so many distributors, is that keeping it that basic, that foundation. And then once they get a customer, I tell them to get their info and I help walk them through that e-suite and how to sign a loyal. I think people may think, oh my gosh, I'm going to mess up and I'm going to do something wrong. So the moment they can practice themselves, or even if they have a fake name, you know, they just want to go in and practice, get them to practice entering in a loyal or entering a distributor. So team members, so launching them. So ask them, what is their strength? What do they want? What are they looking to do? Some people may say, I love to have parties. Then focus on teaching how to do parties. I just had a lady sign, I think it was last night. She does not want to do parties. She works 6 days a week, has 1 day off. She really wants to build on social media. So I said, okay, then you're going to have to call people and get those loyal customers, get those distributors. Today she called me and said, I have my first distributor. So I was like, okay. So you've got to know your person that you're working with and what it is that they want to focus on. You can't force them to do something that they're not comfortable with. So go to what their strength is and work with them on that. And the rest will start to come, or they'll sign somebody that's a party machine. So that's kind of what I do. I get them added into a team page immediately, and I tell them this. Here's that. Use me. This is the only time in my life that I'll tell you that you can use me, and make sure you ask questions. You're more than welcome to text me a question, but I also want you to ask in our team page. What that does is it helps. It might be a question that somebody else needs to see too. So now I'm, knocking out 20 distributors with the same question instead of just one person. So I'm really good at getting them to ask questions in our team page. And what that does for me, and I think you guys will see this, the more activity, the more questions that you see from somebody, the more likely they're going to be a leader. It always happens. I can see who those up-and-comers are and really hone in on them, because it might not be a personal, but it might be somebody that you can really work with. So we look at that a lot. I'm just trying to think. Am I giving you guys some good info? I hope so. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm reading a little bit so I can see what I'm going on. Another thing that you want to do is go for 4, never less than 2. So you want to go for those 4 loyal customers, but you never want to miss having 2 loyals so that you're fast start qualified and bonus qualified for everything. So give them a challenge. Like I tell them, okay, today your goal is to get 1 loyal customer. I don't say go get 20. I really try to keep it as simple as possible, and tell them or share with them a picture or something to post. So give them some ideas on what to post on that. You guys are plugged into this tonight, so getting them plugged into team calls, the conference calls that it works as corporate calls, and then getting to events. I think for me, people seeing that Joel and I are just regular people, and they're like, and you're so successful and you're talking to us. That's a big deal, and it works as a whole company. I think all the way up, all the top earners are very approachable and willing to give you guys tips and ideas. Don't be afraid to talk to them, because I was a distributor too. I started at the exact same place, and I just decided I'm going to be up there someday. So you got to make that decision. What is it that you want? And maybe you're fine with triple diamond, but you've got to know where you're going to get to it. So again, having those steps to success, how many times are you going to do those? Knowing your number. For me, monthly, I know my number, like it's 10 DTs. So then I break it down into weeks, and I try to get 5 in before the 15th. So when you can break it down into pieces, it becomes something so simplified again to do. I had something else. I'll probably think of it in a minute. Joel has something. Okay.
Well, going on to the whole numbers thing, because I'm a numbers geek, you have to find out what the minimum is that you're going to do, and do that without fail. So if it's, I'm going to post 2 times a day, I'm going to blitz 1 person a day in public, figure out what the minimum is you're going to do. One thing that's so amazing about this business is 120% results oriented. So that means if you are doing stuff and not getting results, you need to check and see what you're doing. So if your minimum is not producing the results that you want, you need to raise your minimum. So now maybe you need to post 4 times a day and talk to 3 people in public. Until you get to the thing that's giving you the results, you have to play around. We've had to play around. But the fun thing is once you get that, now you can start doing a ratio. So now you have to figure out how many people it takes for you to talk to before you get one person to join. If it took you 20 people to get to 1, now you have a ratio. Now you can actually plot out your success. You can go in your head and go, I know that I need to talk to 20 people to get 1 person to say yes. Does that mean 20 people a day, 20 people a week, 20 people a month? It depends on how hard you want to work. But once you have that ratio, you're unstoppable because of the fact that you know you never have to quit. All you have to do is find that number of people every single month, every single week to get somebody to join. And then after you do that, then it's coming to making that even smaller. So where somebody may take 100 people to get 1 person to say yes, somebody may take 50. That's your goal, is to progressively get better and better and better at it. Because when you first start out at this, as in anything, you are the worst you are ever going to be at it. So today you are the worst at it works you will ever be. Tomorrow you're going to be better. And then the day after that, you're going to be better. And the day after that, you're going to be better. The whole thing with this business is you fail your way to success. You can keep failing every single day as long as you're failing forward and become super, super successful in this company.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know how many leaders you guys have on this call, but this might be super helpful, is people text a lot. So sometimes the questions that you get, you're just like, seriously, they can, like, what's the corporate call number? Or how do I change an auto ship? You're just thinking, oh my gosh, what the heck? So I may look at it and go, this is a question that they can figure out. Like, you're going to learn what to answer and what to not answer. And it's developing them as leaders, because the moment that you can get your newbies used to finding the answers, you're going to have a lot of leaders taking over, and you're not even going to know who's on your team, which that is your goal, is to have that leadership. And Cammie Dempsey actually shared that with me. It used to drive me nuts because I'm like texting Carl and Cammie a question. They wouldn't answer me. I was like, I'm so impatient and ADHD that I'm going to go find the answer myself then. They didn't answer me, fine, I'm going to figure it out. So they didn't hurt me at all. It was, they knew those were the questions that I could figure out on my own. So at that moment when I was new, I thought they were nuts and like, what? I'm a rock star distributor dealer machine. Why aren't you answering me? So know that there's a point in your business that you're going to have to do that and let them kind of fly on their own a little bit. So I think overall, you guys have an amazing team that believes in you so much. And sometimes we get into this and we don't have that belief in ourselves, but I promise you, all the leaders here want to help you. Remember to ask questions or reach out, because we don't know unless that communication is there. So make sure that you communicate. We love it. We love it when people are messaging us. We know that they're working. Even if you're feeling discouraged, it's all in how you ask something and your perspective on stuff. So remember, if you're having a really bad day and you're coming at Ann, or you're coming, at anyone at me or something, it's the way that you're going to ask me a question or come at me. If you're coming to me like, okay, maybe I need to tweak something, how can I do something a little different? That I can help you with. If you're coming at me in a defense mode, I'm more likely to back off. So take things into perspective. And I have something, and you guys can ask me some questions, but there's something that I want to read to you. And I'm not sure if I'm going to say it from stage or not, but this I think will help kind of your mindset. It sure did for me. Let me find it. And you guys can ask me questions if you want one. I'm searching for the picture. This ought to be interesting trying to find it. Just took a new picture. Okay. Got it.
Okay, I was just looking through some of the chat questions while you guys are doing that, and just interrupt me whenever we're done.
Okay.
I don't know about everybody on this call, but like Jesse and I are sitting here like, it's so funny. Probably things you guys say 1,000 times a day, which aren't a big deal to us, are like mind blown things.
Good.
Yeah, I loved it. No, everything, you guys, everything that they said is so right on. And I think it's so important for you guys to hear this from them, of all people, because they have done it all. They have heard it all. I tell people that, and Sherry tells people that, we've seen it all, we've heard it all, but we haven't. These guys have. And these guys are saying, you're going to fail your way to success. And that is such a valuable piece of information that if we take nothing away from that else tonight, that is so important. Like, it's a numbers game, you guys, and they're right. Find out what works for you. If you're not signing distributors or you're not signing customers, change what you're doing, fail your way to success, like Joel said. But I think a lot of questions that people are asking on here are just, one question, which I know you guys do, is have a business page. Do you guys do a lot on your business page? Do you get not a whole lot from there?
I love that because Facebook has changed a lot. So years ago, it was much different for us. I feel like our business page did way better. But what I do now is my personal page. So I think you should have a business page, maybe if you're done pretty well with your personal and you want to branch out, maybe at a double diamond or something right away, no, because I think it's overwhelming. But we just said that, and the majority of my people come from my personal Facebook. If they do message on the business page, we try to get them to my personal because they see I'm real. The same thing for all you guys. They want to know, they may see you as a mama. They want to see, what are you doing? You love adventure. That's me. They're going to be, drawn to whatever it is for you. So I feel like our personal is best. But again, I'm kind of an overall everything. So yes, we do a little bit of the business. We get frustrated, like, how can we do better? Because we're always learning, so we can share that with you guys. But honestly, personal Facebook and me being out and just people in conversation, and I get their information, again, try to find them on Facebook and follow up. And I've even done expos. So I encompass it all, which I think is so great. For people that, again, feel like, well, I'm not huge into social media. There's so many people that aren't on social media.
If you're not huge into social media, you have to be huge in getting out and talking to people.
Yep.
As hard as it may be for all of you to hear this is a people-driven business. So if you are not in front of people on social media, you have to be in front of people in person. And which one is more scary to you? Being in front of people in person is normally the biggest thing, but the ratio of which you get people to say yes is so much higher when you're out talking to real people than you are with social media, because people hide behind their computer. Mm-hmm. When they're sitting in front of you, it's much easier to read and to express, and they can see your passion and they want to join you. So I always tell people, just get out from behind your computer and go meet some people, and you'll hit your next rank really easily.
And I forgot to say this too, on social media, I think we get caught up and we may be on Facebook or Instagram all day long, but you actually haven't gone and liked or commented or added new people to get that flux of newbies to your business. So remember that. I have to catch myself because I get sucked into like, oh, I like these shoes. And the next thing you know, I'm like looking at outfits and going, oh, I could get that. So I have to be specific. Go add 5 people, go comment and like. So I do 5 to 10 every night because John Eric's right. What do? I go to Instagram at night. I don't go to Facebook. So I'm laying in bed and I'm Instagram. So that's where I'm starting to add people, and I've been consistent, and I'm finally getting my followers up. So that's a helpful tip too, is even though you may be on social media, you may not have the actions that are getting you.
Are you being productive on social media, or are you just zoning out, which 9.9% of the time you are zoning out?
You'll catch yourself now. Just be intentional. I love that book that Mark sent us. So make sure you're just being intentional on social media.
What about, I like the question stuff. I saw it, I think, twice. Do you like cold message, or if someone likes your post, do you reach out to them, or do you let them reach out to you? Because we've heard mixed trainings on that.
I'm not really spammy because I don't want people to be like that to me. So I generally go to their page, go and comment and like some of their things. And then I make a note that they have liked some of my stuff so that I'm engaging, so that they become my friend. I may go, you know what, I've watched you for a little bit, I just have to let you know, and you guys will know this, like there's going to be a name or a person that keeps coming into your mind. That's God just pointing, just touching you a little bit to go reach out and just let them know. All they're going to say is no, or they may look at the bubble, saw that they read it, and they're not messaging you back. So I may say, I know you're probably busy like me, and you probably read the message and said, I'll get back to it later. So I'm really good at that going, because I'm so like, look at a text message and like, oh, I'll just text them later, and then I forget because it gets bumped down, right? Or if you have little ones, you might look at a message and you forget to message back. So I take that very lightly and just go, hey, I'm super busy, but you're on my mind, and I think you'd be amazing at this business. Have you ever thought of it? So that's what I do. So during the seasons, if you know you're going for it and you're going for a specific rank or income, you're going to have to cold message a lot more people than just one a day. So that comes back down to knowing your number of what are you willing to do every day. So you've just got to figure that out and go for it. And I think work with your team, but don't count on your team. That sometimes we get trapped in, like, okay, I feel like this person's going to be it, and you give all their time to this person and they're not moving, and you're banking on this person to be your rock star, where you could be focusing on, you're there, but you're still enrolling new distributors and customers, showing and leading them the way. So don't get trapped into the, spending your 80% of the time with the 20% or the 80% that's not doing the work. Spend it with the 20% that are working, and you give that time to yourself and enrolling new. I hope that was helpful. I like the stranger question.
I just unmuted myself. I think you guys have answered everything, and I think everything that you've shared is super helpful for everybody. I'm trying to think of other questions that people ask. Did you mention that you try and get 10 distributors a month?
Yes, that's my goal. So that's my number. It always has been from day one. And I break it up into.
Here's the reason why. Because her goal was $1,000 a month in income, and you can't control the comp plan. The only part of the comp plan that you can control is fast starts. So her goal was 10 people a month so that she could get them 2 customers and get that $1,000 a month that she needed through fast starts. Now, if you're listening, that is the key to becoming Black Diamond in this business, is focusing on distributors and getting 2 customers, because that's where the compound math happens. You keep doing that over and over and over and over and over again, and your business explodes. And that's all we've ever focused on. So if that's all you focus on, figure out, is your number 10, is your number 5, is your number 3? Start out with 3. Start out with the steps to success. 3 a month, and help them get their 2 customers. That's $300 a month. And then bump it up to 4, and then bump it up to 5. And before you know it, the law of large numbers takes over, and your business grows out of control.
And I try again to break it down into halves. So, you find like people push themselves at the end of the month because they want to reach a goal. So why not work your butt off at the beginning of the month? So I'm always off the gate. I'm starting, and I have found, there's not a balance in this. You're never going to be balanced, but you got to find the rhythm of your business. So what I've learned is, again, it's a life for us. So we do this business every single day, but we have fun with it too. You've got to have fun, or you'll start to crumble and go, why am I doing this again? So we know our why. We want to be together with each other, and we have such big dreams of helping so many more people that I don't want to just sit back and collect. I want to be able to help teach other people that we are made for more. So yes, those are my numbers, but I break it down into weekly. So hopefully that helps you guys. Again, like Joel said, if it's 3, split that in half, or if it's 4, you want 2 distributors, the 1st to the 15th, and push yourself, because maybe you get all 4 at the beginning of the month, but then, okay, I've got the next couple weeks to get those. So split it, and I promise you, breaking it up each month will be super helpful.
I got a quick question for you both, actually. Since you've been doing this for so long, a lot of our leaders are teams, right? Husband and wife, like you guys are. What's kind of that advice that you can give each other? Is it, you handle one thing and he handles something else, or you guys go back and forth? Like, what's that magical equation that kind of helps, make the well-oiled machine run well. You know what I mean?
Here's
We're both like, oh, we
here's the
got this.
magical equation. It's taking the time to sit down and have a discussion and truly figure out what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are. You are not allowed to write out each other's strengths and weaknesses because that'll turn into a freaking war
Or maybe
zone.
you should.
Maybe you should. Who knows? But write them down and then go over them and how you can apply them to your business. And then don't focus on the weaknesses. Focus on your strengths, because nobody has ever won an award for having strong weaknesses. So the more time that you spend focusing and developing your strengths, the more successful you can become. I can't stand it when people are like, oh, well, I'm really weak in this area, so I'm really working on it. Why? Stop it. You're wasting your time. You can magnify so much more when you focus on your strengths. And then if neither of you have a strength in a specific thing that you need, hire it out. Bookkeeping is a freaking nightmare at a certain point. Hire somebody to deal with that and just mail everything to them. That way you have more time to do other things.
And so for Joel, he is great doing calls and doing this kind of stuff. Now, if we get a lead in, this is a great example. Their goal, Joel's goal and our assistant's goal, is get me their phone number. My strength is on the phone. They hear my voice and my passion, they are going to sign up.
Steph is a closer.
I am a very good closer. So get me their phone number.
I'm the gatherer.
I'm like, Joel, here's one to call. And he's like, nope. And I go, what if I didn't do this? And what if I didn't call? He's like, we wouldn't sign distributors then, because that's not my thing. So emailing, he can talk to people all day long. The moment I try to get him to do a call, he freezes. So every once in a while, if it's a guy or something, then he's a little bit more comfortable. And he'll talk to him blitzing, or if they're in the
main
house.
Reason why is because she gets angry at me every time I try and do it. You're talking too much. Just get their information and get them to sign up. I'm like, I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing. I'm going to info overload everybody.
Just give me your credit card. What do you have to lose? You get product, you're going to make money. Like, that's it. So I have to control that sometimes, yes. Like, why wouldn't you want to try it? But know what color you kind of are, too, so that you know how to work with that. But we know he's great at the back end, or, okay, here's some people to follow up with. He might be out talking to people, and he's great at that and bringing home their information with the Blitz card or something. So power couples, and sometimes people get in this, they're like, I don't even know what to do. So I think for the men in general, they're not going to be out necessarily doing all the wrap parties, but Joel goes with me. We love that we can do this together. He loves the product. So if that's what you want to do and have the kids, with the sitter, go together and people see that you're having fun together. And we usually, get something to eat beforehand or after. And what a great life that I get to work with my best friend. So you just got to figure that out. And if you don't know, and as couples and leaders, you're just like, I feel lost, then reach out to us. We are more than happy. I didn't think that I would end up being kind of like marriage business counselor, but I see that's kind of God's plan too. Like, okay, this is the route we're going, because people look at us and go, God, you guys just look like you have it all together. But we learn to what we focus on. So he praises me on the good things, and then I'm like, hold on, that was a really good job of getting me a lead. And then I'm thinking, why didn't you just call them? But you'll know, I think. Generally, you can figure that out. But if you need help, we're definitely here. Hopefully that helped you, Jesse. Go sign some people up, Jesse.
Do you try to get them on the phone, Steph? Do you feel like better than like over Messenger or text is like the phone call?
Yeah, and I try to get them right then. If they're texting me, I'm like, hey, can I just give you a quick call? So let's give you a scenario, okay? So somebody texts me and they're interested, and I say, awesome, I would love to help you. What's your name, address, and email? Well, yeah, because sometimes they don't have their name, because I've got their phone number, right? So I write it down on a distributor sheet, because in my mind, they're going to be a distributor. So I got a distributor sheet. They just text me their name, address, and email. If they're sending you that information, they're 90% in. They're giving you their information. The next step is, okay, this is an awesome opportunity. The kit's only $99. You're going to get 4 wraps, 4 mini defining gels, fab wrap, and your marketing material. And then the goal is to go after a $500 Ruby bonus over the next 30 days. And I give them the little basic foundation for that is 4 loyal customers, 3 distributors. And also with those 4 loyals, you're going to get 120 in free product. Can I give you a quick call? So I give them enough, but not over the top. And sometimes if they just send me, if I feel like how they just send me their information, I'll say, hey, can I give you a quick call? But I want them to know too that there is a cost involved because I don't want to waste my time either on somebody that thinks this is a free business. This is not free. This is, you got to commit. You're getting product that you can turn around and sell and break even. So for me, 95% of the time when I get them on the phone, they'll sign up. As long as they have the money. Probably 99% if they have the money, they're going to sign up. So I know that is my strongest point. Some people are just really good at texting, and I feel like that's the young ones that they can just sign people texting. I mean, I can, but again, I feel like I want them to hear my voice. I want them to know I'm real, and I go from there.
One quick thing. I know we have a lot of like almost diamonds, almost emeralds, almost double diamonds on this call. Say one thing to them just about, I know Ashley Sinclair, like one of her things is always momentum. Momentum is kind of her tip. Can you speak a little bit just quickly to everybody, like how important that has been to you guys and how important that is just at any stage in the business?
I think once you have momentum, it just creates, you're just going to push forward even more so. So right now with that distributor BOGO and this loyal customer BOGO, we see momentum happening for people. Like people are excited, right? It usually only takes one customer or distributor and like, yes, I've got this. So communication with them, getting their charts out, knowing this is the time, you guys, right now to pull those charts out. If people have quit, erase them. It will feel good. And to know exactly who your leaders are to get you to emerald, diamond, double. And you're going to go into conference knowing it's going to be insane. Yeah. Like I'm ready for, like I'm excited. Like I see that they've already done a BOGO for distributors and loyal customers. I brought back the Ruby bonus. Like they're just dangling a carrot in front of us, right? So you've got to keep that momentum going. And I think what Joel and I have done is we've always kept going. So we didn't just, okay, well, we got to where we want to be and then stop. So it's easier to keep momentum going rather than it stall and you've got to catch up again.
Here's the thing about momentum. Momentum can make somebody that's not even good look amazing. That's what's so important about momentum is people that have skill and people that have hard work ethic are good all the time. When momentum hits, they turn into superstars. People that are average and hardworking, when they hit momentum, it can catapult them to the next level in the progression of their leadership ability because of the fact that it's propelled them and made them better than they were before. But now they've been stretched that far that they're not going to go back to their average self. They're going to stay that much better of a leader. Then it progressively happens every year. And I see it within our downline and our leadership is each year as we come out of conference, leaders get more and more stretched and they never go back. And those are the people that continue to grow and go up in the ranks into the top 100 is because of the fact that they use the momentum to stretch and grow. They don't use it and then stop and sit the rest of the year.
And I love that they're going to do it in, what am I looking for? Months. Rounds, right? So I think that they've made this a little bit easier to keep the momentum going the whole entire year rather than people stalling out in the summer or stalling out during Christmas. Now, December, we need to realize this is a great time to do dream boards. This is a great time to cast the vision of what's to come because we've been in this long enough that we know. I love December. There's a lot of people that are like, I don't really like December. That's the time to spend with your family. Get together. What's your plan for the new year? So we've done a lot of that because we know what's coming and you guys should be like pooping your pants excited because we just are like, how can it just keep getting better and better? And it has every single year. So run with the momentum. Keep it going. If you feel like you're stalling, check yourself. Are you into management moment there, or are you actually doing the steps to success and showing your team that you're working? So that will come if we need to touch base on that here in the next, like probably April, May, June. That's a good time to just get back together with teams to push them back into their momentum if you feel like, well, they've gotten overwhelmed. We need to cast another vision for them. So hopefully that helps.
Okay, one last question, which John had, it was his idea, but it's a good one. So a lot of the people on this call, we have a ton going to conference. So what would just be your one, like, yay, like so many. So what would be like your conference, like tip that they should know going into conference? Like everyone's basically first time.
I'll give you my first time experience. We were so broke that I was angry. We didn't have money. Why are we spending money on something that is a ooh-rah-rah thing? And this is me just being real, you guys. That's sometimes just who I am, so just know there is a point to this. But I was like, I don't need ooh-rah-rah. I want somebody to tell me exactly what I need to do to make money. And so we get there, and what it did for me is, of course, I'm sitting in the back of the room, and I didn't really like that anyway. So like, I need to be up there. I need VIP, something. So I remember hearing someone that lived in this little village up in Canada, and she was a double diamond, and she said what she made from stage, and she goes, you can't go without throwing a cat and hitting a relative in my town. And I'm like, did she just say that? I looked at Joel and I was like, if this woman can do this business, then I'm going to do this business. And so what's going to happen is you're going to relate to somebody, or maybe you're going to be like me and go, I can't even believe that person's making $6,000 a month because she lives in a town with cats, or she can throw a cat and hit a relative. Who says that in front of all these people? So that was a moment. If that person can do it, I can. You're going to hear, it's all it takes is one tip, one story, meeting somebody in the elevator. It will change your whole business, your whole life. God's going to put that right person in front of you. I promise you that. That is exactly what happened to me. I met the person that I wanted to meet, and I thought, how crazy is that she had, this is before the steps to success or the diamond charts were even out. Imagine not having a chart. And I was like, what are you doing? And she showed me this little chart and how to do it, because I was a Ruby at conference. And I'm like, yes, Lord, that's what I needed. I just needed a visual, and I can do this. I can sign up all these people. Like, I totally get it. So it's an exciting time. There's so much energy.
Here's the thing. Go to it expecting it to change your life, and it will. Bottom line. That is all you need to know about conferences. Go knowing that it's going to change your life, and it will. You just have to let it happen. People that go there going, oh, I'm just going to conference, they leave there going, well, that was just a conference. The people that go there expecting it to change their life, let it, and they go diamond, double diamond, and triple in the following months. And we'll leave this. And
this is perfect for your question, because this is what's going to happen to a lot of you. So there was a man who was a shoe salesman in New York City. He was doing really well with his business. He decided to branch out and open a factory in a small village in Africa. He sent all his developers and engineers over there, and everything was going as scheduled. One day, the shoe salesman wanted to see how the factory is doing and set out for Africa. He arrived in Africa and set out for the village. When he arrived, he noticed that nobody in the village wore shoes. Stunned, the man called to New York City and stated, "You're never going to believe this. Nobody around here wears shoes. Cancel the order." Another man, who was a shoe salesman in Los Angeles, decided to branch out and open a factory in a small village in South America. He sent all his developers and engineers over, and everything was going as scheduled. One day, the shoe salesman wanted to see how the factory was doing and set out for South America. He arrived in South America and set out for the village. When he arrived, he noticed that nobody in the village wore shoes. Stunned, the man called back to Los Angeles and stated, "You're never going to believe this. Nobody around here wears shoes. Double the order." The point is that both shoe salesmen saw the same thing, that nobody was wearing shoes, but they had different reactions. One saw it as a catastrophe, and the other saw it as an opportunity. You will all see the same things at conference, the same talks, the same stories, the same activities, the same everything. It's up to you how you're going to react to what you see. Some of you will close yourself off and say, "What a waste of time, cancel the order," while others may be open to the experience and say, "That was great, double the order." It's all up to you. So it is totally the truth. When I read this, I thought that's exactly what happened to me at conference. I kind of went closed off, but knew if I just got out and just doubled it, I could be up on stage. So just know that you all are going to double your order and you will all be Black Diamond. So we love you guys. We hope you got your tip from this and you blast off, and conference even blows it up even more. So
thank you both so
Thank
much.
you.
Yeah. We can't thank you guys enough for talking. Thank you so much, guys.
all right, we love you guys.
Bye.
See you soon.
Later.
Thank y'all.